mind is just by simply listening. Just listening to the hum and buzz of the world around you. Allowing all of the noises to blend together, creating that white noise that relaxes you even more with every breath that you take. See if you can deepen your inhalations and really extend on your exhalations. Maybe even start to constrict your throat just a little bit, making the passageway a little bit smaller so that you start to pull air in slowly on your inhale. Filling your lungs up as much as you possibly can, and then very slowly pressing the air out on your exhale. Now when you breathe this way, focusing your attention and your awareness on your breath and listening to all of the sounds happening right in this moment, right here, right now, this automatically sends you into that meditative state of mind where you just stumble upon it by relaxing. The more relaxed you get, the more heightened your consciousness becomes. You start to elevate automatically, and it happens all on its own just by simply listening, relaxing, and breathing. And here is where you can function on that heightened state of awareness. This calm place. And you can access this any time of the day you want. To make your entire day that walking, talking, moving meditation. And now let's start to activate your pose by harnessing this energy within. So ground both sit bones down into the ground nice and evenly. Tilt your tailbone under just slightly and lengthen the spine by pulling up through the crown of your head. Keep your shoulders open back and relaxed. Spine is active, and just start to add in the core by pulling the pelvic wall up and the navel in towards your spine. It's that two-part abdominal lock, your Uddiyana Bandha. And as you breathe, core is contracted, yet heart center, lungs relaxed. Shoulders are relaxed. And here's where we practice flexing certain muscle groups while relaxing others. Getting in tune with what's possible within your own body. And just exploring all of the energies within. So we'll take a few more deep breaths with the core strongly contracted, yet heart center relaxed. Before adding any movement, simply connecting to your breath. And now let's slowly start to roll one ear towards one shoulder. And we're just going to move back and forth here, going at your own pace. Other ear towards other shoulder. And here is where you practice how to lead with your breath. So you're breathing from one side to the other. And just letting go of any tension that gets built up around the neck and the shoulders. Just moving across, back and forth. Just slowly seeing what's there today. And if there's a kink in your shoulder or your neck, feel free to stop at any point and breathe a little bit deeper into that spot. So you're figuring out what your body needs and how your body feels and healing it. Releasing any tension that may or may not be there Just seeing what's there so you can bring your attention to it and breathe it out. Breathing more energy and oxygen into this place. And on Sunday, it's all about letting go of tension and creating new energy for the up and coming week. So look for any deep pockets of tension within and just release it by relaxing it and taking deep breaths into that area. And now slowly stop at the center. We're going to inhale 3 times. Circle sweep, arms come all the way up and out to the sides, gathering up your energy, and exhale, centering, honing that energy within, harnessing it. Inhale 2 more times, reaching out past the fingertips, and exhale, just centering that focus within. 1 more time, inhaling, reaching up, out, and around, and exhale. And now let's continue to warm up the body by coming onto all fours now. So here we're just going to warm up the spine, see what's there. Hands and knees about hip width distance apart. So running through cat-cow, we're going to inhale, chest forward, arching the tailbone high, and exhale, rounding the spine. So doing the opposite, pulling the navel in, moving back and forth at your own pace, inhaling the chest forward, arching the back, and exhale, rounding the spine. So just gently easing your way from point A to point Z, opposite ends of the flexion of your spine. So your spine was meant to bend 6 different ways. So here we are just seeing what's going on with your back today. Just opening up very gently, moving back and forth, just loosening up your spine. Now, if your lower back is stiff, then breathe life into it. And just a few more rounds here. Just working through any stiff joints or any kinks in the shoulders as well. Just loosening it up. Now coming into neutral tabletop in your spine. So pulling forward through the crown of your head and back through the base. Lifting the navel up nice and strong. Heart center completely relaxed. Inhale, left arm, right leg up and reach it out long. So lengthening past the fingertips and past the back toes. And starting to lift up and out of your joints. Keeping the hips level. And just practicing to strengthen your breathing, that focused, yet relaxed breathing. It's strong. And setting your eyes one spot. Find a non-moving object to help you balance. Moving on now, bending the knee, toe point straight up to the sky. As you breathe, your arm up and back, just taking a grip of your foot. And then slowly starting to kick back up and away into that grip. Just moving very slowly, just opening up the body and allowing the body to open up naturally. That way there's no pushing, forcing, pulling, or straining. Just allowing yourself to stretch out. One more breath here. As you exhale, reach it back out to long once more, and then down. Back into your neutral tabletop position, so just repositioning yourself, lengthening forward through the crown of the head, and all the way back. Base of your spine, nice and long. Engage your core as you inhale, other side, right arm, left leg, reaching it forward, up and out. And just stretching out the entire body here, especially along your back. by lengthening past the toes and past the fingertips. Oh my gosh. Oh, beautiful dogs. They're so beautiful. Last part to this. Bend the knee, point the toes straight up, and breathe the arm up and back. Just catching your grip, and once you have it, kicking back up and away. Setting your sights, one point. Slowly starting to open up the body. One more deep breath. And on your exhale, reach it back out to long and then down. Now walking the hands forward, getting ready for down dog. So hands forward just a little bit and then spread the fingertips wide. You want to starfish your hands so you can suction cup them down to the mat. And you're pressing out and away, then squeezing the elbows in towards each other. That way you get that deep rotation in your shoulder joint. Tucking the toes, lifting the hips, and then pressing your chest back towards your thighs. Here you just let your head hang, and we're going to walk the dog out left and right, bending one knee while straightening the other leg, and pressing back up and away into our hips. So in down dog, it's about pressing the chest back towards the thighs and lifting the hips up towards the sky. Creating that inversion, so you're turning your world upside down. So just let your head be free here. Relax the neck muscles. And allow your head to just be completely upside down. So whenever you're in an inversion, the artery in your neck will dilate. It will open up, allowing more blood flow to the brain, washing away old belief systems that fool you into believing non-truths, and clearing the way for new insights, new creativity. Good. And now start to anchor the left heel down. Slight bend in the knee as you inhale, right knee into the chest, and send it long for three-legged dog. Go ahead and open up your hips all the way that feels good for you, and then bend the knee, opening up the hip, and just rotate the ankle round and round. We're still warming up, loosening up the joints, and circle the ankle opposite direction. Try to press evenly through both hands. Keep your shoulders safe. And now straighten the leg back out to long, square your hips, and we're going to breathe the foot to the outside of the right hand. Low lunge, left knee comes down to the mat. So make sure there's plenty of space between the knee and the foot. We're going to inhale, upper body, arms to rise. And then send them behind you for a shoulder rinse. So just clasping the hands and just allowing your shoulders to come down your back. Bring the chin down towards your chest so you can keep your neck nice and long. And taking deep breaths, allowing your body to settle in and settle down. You're breathing into all kinds of places and spaces within your body that doesn't get opened up too often throughout the day. You're just giving it time to release. Get past the muscles and get deep into the fascia and connective tissues, down into the joints to release any tension that may or may not be there. Last breath here. On your exhale, release your arms, rotating them all the way back to the front. Inside of the foot, tucking the toe, lifting the back knee, and then stepping 2 feet together, knees down to the mat for modified flow. So just tucking the tailbone under and think long, all the way from crown of the head down to the knees. Engage the core. Make sure the elbows are rotated in towards each other, stacking the joints, and then bend the elbows, lowering all the way down to the ground. Low cobra here. Inhale, chest high. No help from the hands. All focus is on strengthening your lower back. Legs are strong, like the trunk of a tree, pressing down into the ground. Exhale, press over the knees, tuck the toes, and inhale, hips nice and high, downward facing dog. Walking it out once more, left and right. Turning your world upside down so that we can see more clearly. And if there are any kinks in your hips, feel free to stop and work through that at any point that you need to. So you're tuning this practice in to fit you, to suit you and your body and your body's needs. And now anchor the right heel down to the ground, slight bend in the knee. Left knee comes into the chest and away for three-legged dog. Open up the hips all the way, and then just start to rotate the ankle round and round. And circle the opposite direction. And trying to press evenly through both hands. Now lengthen the leg back to long, square the hips, and breathe the foot forward to the outside of the left hand. Right knee comes down to the mat. Anchor yourself nice and strong. Use your core to inhale, upper body to rise. Good. Exhale, bring your hands behind you. Now we're going to come in shoulder rinse. This time, try the opposite thumb on top. That way we balance out both sides of the body. Got a mat right there. Just relax the shoulders down. Scarlet thumb. Where'd Corey go? Phantom. One more deep breath here. Think about lengthening the back of your neck, pulling up to the crown of your head nice and high as you send your fist down away in the opposite direction. Last breath. And exhale, rotate the arms back forward, set them down to the inside of the foot, tuck the back toes, straighten, lift the leg, and press the feet back into high plank. Now high plank here, press back through your heels, make sure the wrists are stacked under the shoulders, and lift forward through the crown of your head. Engage your core nice and strong, elbows rotated in towards each other. Now bend them and lower down, hover here halfway, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, roll over the tops of the toes, and lift up the chest. Nice and long, heart away from the heels. Strong legs. As you exhale, use your core to pull your hips back up and away into downward facing dog. Now taking a breath here, slow through the nose. Keeping the mouth closed as best you can. And lengthening your breath. And now from here, we're just going to bend our knees for turbo dog. So we're just going to hover the knees just a few inches above the mat and then press back through our heels, keeping the tailbone tucked under, shoulders down your back, and core engaged. Now looking forward past your hands, you can either walk or float your feet forward to your hands and inhale to a halfway lift. So halfway lift is just where you straighten your legs as well as they feel comfortable. We're really stretching out the hamstrings here. Pull forward through the crown of your head, up in the navel, lengthening your spine. And exhale. Now bend your knees and just fold your body over your legs. Separating your feet wider than shoulder width distance apart. We're just going to come into ragdoll. So opposite hand to opposite elbow, or clasping the back of your neck and just rotating back and forth. Shifting your weight from one foot to the other. And keeping your core engaged here. As you breathe and relax your upper body. Working across the hamstrings. And think about hinging at your waist as opposed to rounding in your lower back. That way you get more of a deep stretch in the sacrum, the base of your spine. Now slowly release your hands back down to the ground, and you're just going to widen your stance a little bit more, a little bit wider than shoulder width distance apart for elephant chair. Now feet facing forward, completely straight as if they were on railroad tracks. As you inhale, you're going to sit your hips low and bring the palms, forearms, elbows together. And then just check to make sure that your knees are behind your toes. So you want to make sure that all 10 toes are visible. Help protect your joints. And then once you have that, tuck the tailbone under, shoulders down your back, lifting up through the crown of your head, and shoulders and elbows are at the same height. Elephant chair here. Now set your eyes one spot. Engage your core, relax your chest and heart center. Here we balance, slowly starting to come up onto the toes, lifting up the heels. We're really pressing the elbows, forearms together. You take a breath to energize, inhaling now. And now you use that energy, sit down a little bit deeper. Last breath here, inhale. And exhale, heels down, forward fold. Relax your head all the way down to the ground. And upper body, just let it hang here. Now slightly turn your toes in with your heels out and just grip your big toe here. We're going to inhale, halfway lift. So just tabletop your back, pull the belly in. And as you exhale, bend the knees as much as you like, folding forward over your legs. Elbows come out to the sides. And just breathe into this stretch. Calling this one. One more nice deep cleansing breath here, using your grip to just very gently pull. And as you exhale, set your hands to the center of the mat. You can bend your knees and either float or walk your feet back into high plank. Good, yes, good, flowing it out. Bending the elbows, lowering it down, hovering here. Inhale, upward facing dog. Stretching out that lower back. And exhale, use your core to lift your hips. Back up and away. Down dog. Take a breath here, slow. Conditioning you to harness your energy and power using your breath, so slowly breathing. Good. And now coming into pigeon, inhale, right leg nice and long behind you for three-legged dog. And as you exhale, we're going to step the foot across, so right foot to left hand. Keeping the foot flexed, knee out to the side. I'm just going to set down the back knee and making all the adjustments you need for your particular body. So just bring the knee out to the side, as best as you can, keeping the hips as level and as even as feels good to you. Just gonna do a nice feel-good pigeon, working deep into the hips here, opening them up, releasing tension. And then once you've settled, move with your breath to go deeper into the pose. So breathe your way down and just come down as far as is comfortable for you. Maybe you stay completely up on your hands, whichever it is, wherever you are at. Just listening to your body and what your body needs. So if there's ever a point in yoga where you feel like it's too much, you can pull back out of the pose. There's always that beginning point. And then just come to a place where you can be and breathe. One more deep breath here. As you exhale, slowly coming back up onto your hands, walking the hands in towards your body, and coming into King Pigeon now. So you're just going to bend your back knee, toe point straight up to the sky, right hand stays planted as you inhale. Half rainbow arc circle. Just gripping the back foot and very slowly kicking back up and away into that grip. Trying to keep the hips still facing forward to get that extra stretch on the hip flexor. One more breath here before moving on. And then as you exhale, release your grip. You're just going to roll over onto your right hip now, just so you can swing the leg around, coming into double pigeon. So you're just going to pick up this top heel and just place it directly over the knee. And then walk the bottom foot out just to where you line up one shin above the other. And once you have that, then just lifting up your hips very gently, so you can even them out. That way you can ground both hip bones down on the ground. Feel that. And then once you have that, flex your feet to protect the joints. And once your hips have settled, we'll add in the arms. Coming into eagle, inhale, circle, sweep arms, come all the way up. Just to get enough rotation out of your shoulder. And as you exhale, bring the right elbow underneath the left. Just wrapping them around. Shoulders come down your back. And then the elbows lift up to the shoulder height. Good. A lot of things happening all at the same time. Stretching deep into the joints. So just breathe into it. Continue to have your core strong. Stretching deep into the hips, deep into the areas where tension can get stuck. Just breathing and releasing it out. One more deep breath here. And release. Circle the arms out. And exhale. Cleansing breath within. Now moving a little bit further. So we're going to stretch the outside of the hips. You're just going to cross the foot completely over and then come forward onto your hands. Now this is Gomukhasana. And for Gomukhasana, you're going to line up one knee above the other and just splay the feet out. So keep the feet flexed. And you're going to try to get both heels in line with one another. That's good. And let me know if that feels okay. So we're going to very, very slowly walk the hands. You know, Amber, straighten out your bottom leg. Yeah. So straighten it out a little bit. No, working with the mat. Yes. So yeah, now straighten out. Yes, there we go. There, that'll be your version of it. Hold on, I'm gonna adjust you in just 1 second. So it's lining up one knee above the other to where you can get both sit bones down on the ground. A little bit even.
Right here?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay, good. That's perfect. Yes. Perfect. It took me a long time to get into Gomukhasana. A long time. Especially if you're a runner. Because you're stretching tendons that tighten up when you're running. And so we're getting deep into those tendons. And the most important thing, it's not whether you can get into the pose, it's sending the top knee this way and the bottom knee that way. So it's like you're scissoring the inside of your thighs. If you feel that, if you squeeze the inside of your thighs together and send one knee in the opposite direction of the other, then you'll get that benefit of Gomukhasana. So however you're doing it, extended bottom leg or not, as long as you're doing that, going in opposite directions and squeezing in towards the midline, you're going to get the full benefit of the pose. Inhale, circle sweep, arms come all the way up. And now just bending the left elbow behind the head, and very gently bringing the elbow up as far as is comfortable for you. And once you've settled that, you're going to add in the other arm. Right arm comes behind you. And just reaching for the fingertips. And if the fingertips don't hook together, then just reach them towards each other. It's okay. Opening up the shoulders, down your back. And just breathing into all of these places. We're going there. Go into all of these tight areas that usually don't get too much attention. So we're going there. We're opening it up and breathing it out. Becoming a little bit more fluid. One more deep breath. On your exhale, slowly start to release. Now we're going to come out same way we went in. So very carefully picking up your top foot and then rolling over onto the right side just to sweep the left leg all the way back into half pigeon. Hands come to the front, tuck your back toe, lift the leg up, and you're going to press the feet back into high plank position. Good. Now bend the elbows, slowly lower down, hover here, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Open up the chest, heart away from heels. And exhale, use your core to lift your hips back into down dog. Now coming into the other side. Inhale, left knee into the chest. Lengthening it all the way back up, three-legged dog. And exhale, stepping it towards the opposite hand. Left foot, right hand, knee comes out to the side. And just setting down the bottom knee. Sending the leg back and just finding that comfortable pigeon that works best for you in your body. So each side of the body is different. So maybe this is the tighter side. So if this is your tighter side, just work it a little bit deeper with your breath. And go far as feels good to your body. As long as you are breathing your way into it, staying completely aware of what's happening. You are doing yoga, focusing all of your attention and awareness in one direction as you breathe. You're sending your breath past the muscles deep into the connective tissues that support your entire infrastructure. You're breathing into that space, those areas. And all of those tiny little muscles that get overshadowed and overpowered by the stronger muscle groups. We're allowing those muscles to strengthen and stretch. It takes a few moments to get past the muscles and get deep into those areas, so we're just taking our time with it. And one more deep breath here. And slowly start to walk the hands back in towards the body. Coming into King Pigeon just for a moment here. So sitting up nice and tall up through the crown of your head, left hand plants there as you inhale, bending the back knee. Just taking hold of your foot and taking back up and away into your grip. Trying to keep both hips facing forward so you get that extra stretch along the hip flexor. Last breath here. And on your next exhale, slowly release, rolling over onto the left hip and swinging the leg around. Double pigeon now on this side. So ankle above knee. And then just walking the bottom leg out so you can stack one leg on top of the other. You may position your hips so that both hip bones can be nice, grounded evenly. Then once you feel comfortable having your hips grounded down, just allowing your breath to settle in. Remembering both sides are different. Inhale, we'll add in the arms, eagling it out. And exhale, bringing the left arm underneath the right, wrapping it around, shoulders down your back, and elbows up to shoulder height. Breathing into your upper middle back. And keeping the feet nice and flexed. Core remains contracted as you relax the chest. One more deep breath in this double pigeon. And as you exhale, slowly release. Gonna rotate it out, shake it, and inhale, circle sweep all the way up. And exhale, take that cleansing breath. Now, coming into Gomukhasana, you can try it again, see if this side might be a little bit more looser. Or you can have your bottom leg straighten out, whichever you want to do, whichever you want to try it. So you can come forward onto your hands, lining up one knee above the other, splaying the feet out, heels in one line, and then slowly walking your hands along your sides to where you're sitting down nice and evenly through both sit bones. And just finding that place where you feel that stretch along the outside of the hips. That way we've stretched every single part of the rotation when it comes to the hips. And then once you've settled, we'll add in the arms. Inhale, circle sweep, come all the way up. And you're gonna reach for the right elbow this time. Just bring the elbow to the center of your head, opening up the chest, shoulders down your back, and then exhaling, left arm comes behind, just bending it back, reaching for the fingertips, and then opening it up, neck nice and long, so chin down towards the chest. With every breath that you take, sends you to a different aspect of the pose. Just like the seasons, feelings will change within the pose. It's different every single time. Last breath here. As you exhale, releasing your arms. One more cleansing breath. Inhale, circle sweep up. And exhale. Now coming out same way we went in. You're just going to pick up your top leg, bring it out to the side, rolling onto your left hip, and then just swinging the leg back around into your double pigeon. Hands come back to center, tuck the back toes, lift the leg, and press the feet back into your high plank position. Bend the elbows, lower it down and hover. Inhale, upward facing dog, stretching out the lower back. And exhale, lift the hips, down dog, taking that breath here. Inhaling through the nose. And exhale through the nose. And we'll do one more balancing pose before coming onto the ground. So inhale, come up high onto your tippy toes, and then bring your knees down to hover a few inches above the mat for your turbo dog. Elbows are rotated in towards each other. Look past your feet and either float or hop your feet all the way up to the hands. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, belly in. Exhale, soften the knees, forward fold. Just allow your body to hang over the legs. Activate your core, strengthen your feet, and inhale, circle sweep, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, heart center. Now coming into dancer, not a Rajasana, you're just going to come onto your left foot and make sure you have a nice, grounded, comfortable spot. You're not going to sink down into the sand. So just find a place where you can be in balance for a moment. So you want to bring the balance and your weight into your heel so you can lift your toes up just to feel where that weight should be. And then once you've grounded it down, then release your toes back down to the mat and suction cup your foot. It'll give you a nice, strong footing. Now reach back to the inside of your right foot and lift the left arm nice and high. Focus your eyes in one spot. Hips are level, knees are together to start. Allowing your shoulder to rotate open and back. Make all the adjustments you need. And don't worry if you fall out. And once you have it, then slowly starting to kick back up and away into your grip. And just moving very slowly, reaching forward as much as you are kicking back. We're going to sail with the wind. Slightly bring upper body forward and down. Good. And one more breath here. We're moving on to the other side. And release. So shaking out any tension that may be there in the legs and taking that cleansing breath to reset. Inhale. Circle through front foot all the way up. And exhale, centering your energy once more. And now coming onto the other foot. We'll do 2 rounds of dancer just to get settled in. So just anchoring down your right foot and bring the weight back into the heel. And lift up the toes just to feel where that weight should be. And then release the toes down, suction cup your foot. So nice strong leg. Just finding that balance. Engaging your core. And then reaching back for the inside of your foot. Right arm comes up. Hips are level, knees are together to start. And then moving with your breath, just taking back, up and away very slowly. Allowing your shoulder to open up. one more breath here. And release, shaking it out. Taking a cleansing breath, inhale up. And exhale to relax. Okay, one more set of dancer. So coming into the left foot again. Weight is back in the heel. Really grip with your foot. And then just reach back to the inside. Uplift it. Left arm comes up. And slowly start to kick back up and away. Good, one more breath. If you fall out, don't worry about it, come right back in. And release. Good. Shaking the legs out. Taking a breath. Inhale all the way up. And exhale to relax. Last side here. Finding your balance. Doing the best that you can. Taking your time with it. First thing to go is balancing as we age. So here we are, we're just practicing. And balancing, it takes every part of your focus and concentration. Just doing the best that you can. And falling is learning, especially when you have the elements against you and the sinking sand. And take one more breath here. And release. Coming back to center, shaking it out. Inhale, circle it up. And exhale. We're going to swan dive forward, fold all the way down. Relax your lower back. Separate your feet about hip width distance apart. And then just slide your palms underneath your feet, toes up to wrists for gorilla. So toes are slightly turned in towards each other, heels out. Inhale your halfway lift, so just tabletop your spine, navel in. And as you exhale, bend your knees and fold your body over your legs. So allow your elbows to come out to the sides. Relax your head down. Maybe rock back and forth, side to side. Loosening up your lower back. This is the counter pose to dancer. And slowly start to release your grip now. And just plant your hands, bend your knees, look forward, and either float or walk your feet back to high plank position. And we're just going to lower all the way down to the ground. Now coming into belly down Shavasana for a moment, so you're just going to place your forehead on your hands, or your arms can be along your sides, whatever feels good to you. I'm going to take a few breaths to transition from the standing series down onto the ground. When we transition from night to day, day to night, we use our breath to seamlessly morph between the two, so we can relax from transition to transition. So in belly down Shavasana, relax every single muscle that you can, especially along your spine. You're allowing everything to come down into the ground, just surrendering it all here. And now shoulder rinse Bhujangasana. So just separating your feet about shoulder width apart. And then pointing your toes straight back, and you're going to press the tops of your feet down into the ground so much that you lift your kneecaps up off the mat. Inhale, arms forward, and just swoop them behind you, interlacing the hands. Palms to touch, and shoulders down your back. Exhale. And on your next inhale, slowly start to lift your chest and really press the tops of your feet down into the ground, lifting up through the crown of your head. It focuses on strengthening the base of your spine as you send your shoulders back and down. One more breath here. And release. Bring the hands back. And going from 100% effort to 100% relaxation. As you breathe it away, relaxing every muscle, especially along your spine. Now coming into the shoulder stretch, just bring your left hand out to the side, palm faces down, right fingertips shoulder height, and you're just going to use your left hand to gently guide your foot over onto the side. Right foot flat, knee up to the sky. Just be very gentle here. You're going to press both hands down into the ground. Shoulders down your back, and press your foot down. Breathing very deep into your shoulder. And slowly make your way onto the other side now. Coming back to center, right arm comes out, left fingers come in, and very slowly, just rolling over onto the other side. And then pressing both hands down into the ground, as well as your foot. All of these things working to very gently open up the shoulder as you breathe into it. And on your next exhale, slowly come back out of the pose on to the front once more. Now, last of the spine strengthening is Locust Shalabhasana pose. We're going to stretch out the forearms and the wrist. So you're just going to reach your arms along your sides and flip the palms flat. So you want your palms as flat to the mat as you can get them, so you can stretch out the wrist. And then scooch them underneath your body. We're going to go one leg at a time. So as you exhale, just relax the left leg completely. And as you inhale, lift the right leg up. Keep both hips level. And start to grip the mat with your fingertips. Using your shoulder strength, your forearms, reaching past the toes all the way. Crown of your head past the toes, lengthening as much as you can as if you were pulling your leg further apart from your body. One more breath here. And release right leg down, relax it completely, exhaling it now. Next inhale, lift the left leg up. Grip the mat, use your shoulder strength. Lift and reach past the toes, lengthening as much as you can. And exhale. Now see if you can scooch your arms together just a little bit more underneath your body for double leg lift. Bring your chin down to the mat so you can keep your neck long. Exhale all of the air out. And as you inhale, lift both legs up at the same time, gripping the mat, using your shoulder strength, lifting up both legs. Breathing it here. Last breath, lifting up as high as you can. Good, good, good. And release it down. Releasing your arms, shaking it out, and just relaxing, belly down Shavasana. Now slowly start to bring your hands to the sides. We're just going to flip over onto our back. So just coming forward to laying down. We're just going to do one bridge and final twist and final Shavasana. Before bridge, let's counter pose our back now. So feet flat, about hip width distance apart. And just press down through your heels, lifting the hips up and then walking the shoulders in towards each other, clasping the hands. Really start to lift your chest up towards the sky. But there's very little pressure on your head and neck. Most of the pressure is coming from the backs of your shoulders and your arms and your heels. Keeping your head and neck safe. Now in this bridge, see if you can relax the larger muscle groups of the gluteus maximus. That way all of the tiny little muscles that get overshadowed by the larger muscle groups can strengthen and grow. So see if you can relax the large muscle groups here. See what it feels like when all of the other tiny little muscles along your supportive infrastructure strengthen. And you won't be able to lift your hips up as high, but that's okay. These tiny little muscles want to grow. They want to be strong. One last breath here. And release it down. Bottoms of feet together, knees come apart. Still strengthen your core. One hand on your heart, one hand on the belly, and just circle the energy round and round. Using your hands as defibrillators with the right as the plus and the left as the minus. Re-energizing yourself as you circle your breath round and round. And recharging your battery, your life force. Slowly start to bring the knees together now. Very gently bringing the knees in towards the chest and just see if that feels okay. And if that feels all right, left arm out to the side and right hand on top of the knees, just guiding them over to the side. Coming to the final spinal twist. Getting one hip on top of the other. And then looking in the opposite direction. Rinsing out your spine. Slowly starting to unwind. And slowly coming back to center once more, using your core very gently, right arm out to the side. As you gently bring your knees over to the other side. Into one last spinal twist. One hip on top of the other. And with your next breath, slowly bring the knees back to center. Sending the toes straight up to the sky. And then down, all the way into final Shavasana. So feet and arms long away from your body. And just find that place where you can be yourself in complete stillness for the next few minutes. So just relax it down. From head to toe, looking for any pockets of tension, and relax. Breathe it away. Let go of anything left, anything that might still be stuck within. And see if you can feel these energies coursing through you. And allow those energies to replace or repair anything within you that's broken or disconnected. Maybe a signal that's been disabled. Just allow your energies to repair, re-energize, and bring you back to whole. There's no agenda, nowhere to go, nothing else to do but to be in this moment, right here, right now. There's no more trying to figure anything out or make anything happen. Just relax now and rest. Now slowly start to wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, coming back into this reality. And then roll over onto your right side just for a few moments, coming into the fetal position, just cradling your head with your arm and just relaxing and breathing, spending these last few moments all to yourself. Just for a few more breaths, rejoining the world. And slowly start to press yourself up, coming back into that comfortable seated position, facing front once more. And we'll take 3 breaths together. Inhale, circle, sweep up, and exhale. Cleansing breath, 2 more. Inhale all the way up, out, and around. And exhale to center. Last one, inhaling up. And exhale, thumbs to third eye. And I thank you so much for joining me on this wonderful Sunday morning. It's beautiful that we can all stay connected in this way, practicing yoga together. Big shout out for the local yogi coming out, practicing yoga with me as well. Thank you so much. I love each and every one of you, and I'm honored to lead you through this practice today. Mahalo, aloha, and namaste. Thank you, everybody. And if you have missed any of the previous practices, they are all available, youtube.com/Elaina Yoga. We have several practices there to choose from, all for free. And if you would like to, you can share this broadcast with anyone that you know that could benefit from a little free yoga and meditation. Please remember, whatever storms come your way, you can stay centered and grounded within your own breath. Just being the best version of yourself is not only the greatest gift that you can give to yourself, but as well as those around you. So please enjoy the rest of your weekend, the rest of your Sunday Funday, and we will see you on Tuesday. Thank you so much for joining me. This is Elaina from Maui Yoga Live, signing out. We'll see you Tuesday.